Pisces, this is going to be your March through April reading. As I mentioned in some of the other videos, I did talk in August of last year about there being a real problem at the end of 2019. And I think we know that this virus is affecting so many people throughout the world. So I just wanted to mention that. And going forward into 2020, I think we will get a break from June through August, and then I mentioned in September, I think we're looking at some other problems. So let's just take it easy and see what we see. Of course, this is a time of stress for everyone in different ways. I think, Pisces, for some of you, you actually have a great attitude about what's happening now. You're almost oblivious in some ways to what's happening, which I think might just be in your favor. I'm sure you have some, rumblings of fear in the background, because I think it's just next to impossible to avoid that right now. But I think overall, you're one of the signs that's looked the best. I think you're still very concerned about working, making your money. You're not really interested too much in, really focusing or stressing over what's happening. You're not really into that right now. If you can find pleasure somewhere in a glass of wine or an intimate night out or something like that, that's really where you are. You really want those things. And you may even be so focused on yourself and, your goals, your family, and you may be enjoying that so much that you may be thinking, in a way, this might have actually been good because it's forced my... sometimes Pisces can get bored because they're water signs. They just sort of, they do the same thing all of the time. So for some of them, when something like this happens, it's not that it's off their radar and they're completely oblivious to what's happening, but it almost gives them a reason to come back down to earth and get into that earth energy. And that's kind of nice. Pisces, for some of you, I'm seeing, which I've seen before with you, with your sign, concerns around money. And just in terms of the context of the world right now, some of you may be concerned that you are the breadwinners, and you are really thinking, if places shut down, if I can't get to work, if I'm the breadwinner, how is this going to work out? And that is really, really bothering you. You're talking about nitty-gritty, hard numbers. And so it's a funny place to be because you're now maybe able to enjoy friends or family more. And now, on the heels of that, you're thinking, I love this. I'm much more present in the energy, but now this other thing that I cannot control is affecting, the bottom line for you. So your mind may be circling on more realistic things, so to speak, like, can I get a second job? Will this job be enough? Will they, wait till the last minute, start firing people? And I think you're sort of wondering, should I be more concerned about it than I am? Also with Pisces, they tend to just think things will work out. That tends to be a pattern for them. They don't really plan so much for the future. Because they really do feel it will work out, and a lot of times it just does. They just run into luck like that. So the Hangman is coming out twice in the same position right next to each other. Pisces, I don't know. You may have to just have a backup plan, which I know you don't like to do. I think you might have to. I think you may have to pull yourself out of that energy. You know, because there may be, here's the problem, there may be people that have their eye on you to eliminate first in a job for whatever the reason is. Maybe the job is, you know, and this is unbeknownst to you. So let's say you have a corporate job and you do something and you may even make great money, but it may be the first job that the company has its eye on to eliminate for whatever the reason. Maybe there's a computer that they can do, can have do it, or maybe they feel like, you know, if we really got like 2 college or high school girls to do whatever this is, it will get us by. And you know, I think the hardest part about that is you're talking about a trust, right? You have a trust with your employer. There's sort of a bond there, and so I think it's hard for people to think that they would be disposable like that. So Pisces, I think the takeaway for you for this reading is to, I think you're sort of, let me put this down. I think you're sort of here, you know, you're in this space where you're hanging and you sort of think, oh, I don't know how serious I have to take this. And if you do, if you can manage to get past all the, you know, maybe your biased feelings about your job and the people you work with, you will wind up here. Because Pisces tend to be really, really hardworking people. It's not to say the other signs aren't, but Pisces will really, I mean, they're those, you know, people that their families never see them because they're just at the office or out at their job. So, you know, I would just consider that thought. As always, Pisces, thank you so much. Talk to you soon.